Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTR. This is round 4, the Australian Grand Prix. Again, we missed out round 3 in Italy, and we're getting straight into the action here on a pretty dead set of soft tyres. I'll explain what happens in qualifying and about round 3 in a bit. You see we line up to the grid. We start in P10, probably the worst position you could actually start in F1, due to you have to start on your Q2 tyres in P10, but in P11 you start on the clean side of the track and you get to start on a fresh set of tyres, which is what happened. I did one lap and then the rest of qualifying was invalidated, and I only managed to get my recording up and running just as the race was started, which I've got to say was not the hassle and stressful situation I needed before the start of this race, especially starting in P10. As you can see, we're coming for a quite rapid start here. We've got the 5 red lights on, they're on now, and we're getting off for the race. A very decent launch. We actually fly past Evil 1 on our right hand side, but then he comes, FTR Knight comes back around the outside, and we actually get tagged there, I believe, by Evil 1, and we got tapped round, and that puts us into P14, but that's actually a blessing in disguise because 3 cars got absolutely decimated coming out of turn 2. It was a cluster. It really was. Having to steward that, which I believe that I started stewarding after round 3. Man, that took a lot of time. But this is also another blessing, having this safety car now. Allows us to get rid of those soft tyres and put on a fresh set of mediums. We're cutting to the end of the safety car period now. Getting ready for the restart. I've managed to save about a lap of fuel under safety car, always under fuel in league racing, because there's undoubtedly going to be a safety car, and if there isn't, you can save fuel pretty well. FTR Venom actually spins, probably on slightly cold tyres, so I'm weaving here to try and get my tyre temperatures up a bit, so that promotes us up into position 8. Going through the first corner here, trying to get close to Dodger, but we run wide on the exit of turn 2. And we might go for a dive bomb here as he's on the hards, but we think better of it. We're just going to wait now. But he actually runs really wide on the exit of turn 3. Jesus, trying to say a word that starts with R and then starts with W right after is not doable. As you can see, going through that forward, going through turns 10 and 11, and our teammate has binned it again at the start of a race, a bit like last video in Belgium, which wasn't all too good. But yes, also calm down a little bit here. Italy, what happened? Lap 4, coming out of Lesmo 1, binned it into the wall like Lewis Hamilton 2009 as Evo 1 goes for a look at the inside of Origin's Penk, which slows him up and puts us quite close to the back of him. And what happened in qualifying for Australia? I went out at the start of the session, did a couple of laps on a set of soft tyres to get my eye into the track. Origin's Penk pits, that promotes us up into P5. Yes, it does, P5. And then I invalidated a lap on mediums, and then I invalidated a lap on softs, so that's why we started with really dead tyres, but that doesn't really affect us too much. It actually played into our hands. Starting that far back, we're out of way of everyone. As you can see, we're putting DRS on Rich, and we don't actually have DRS yet. We've got overtake though, but either one comes across us in the braking zone. We tried to go around the outside. He's a very questionable driver, is Evil 1 rather. And I've got to say that we don't actually concede any damage, which is very lucky of us. You can see we're lined up another move. We're going to be lining the move back up into turn 3. I don't like usually going up the inside into turns 1 and 2. It's very tight, and they've always got the chance to undercut you and get you back into turn 3, but this will be a pretty simple overtake. DRS overtake, we make sure that we get around the outside. He tries to do I don't know, I mean he left room, but it was quite a questionable lunge if he's on the hards, I'm on the mediums. But we get through unscathed, unlike some other poor drivers, which you'll see. Next race in Bahrain, which actually is Evil 1's last race before he got kicked from the league, and you will see why. You see, cutting on to lap 8 now. Resident Lord gets past Wax. Evo Freezy is actually leading this race, and I'm butchering this commentary massively because tongue twisters are a thing, apparently. So we get a little bit squirmy there. The exits of the final corner, going on to lap 10, we get in a position because Wax pitted from the soft compound tyres to go on to Has, who will be going to the end of the race. We actually need to make another stop. I was questioning doing the one stop, but I don't think it'll be a viable strategy. See, Evo pits there on lap 12, and he goes on to another set of mediums, so he will be running to the end of this race, and he's got to close up a 14-second gap to Resident Lord, who is going to the end on those hard compound tyres. So that's going to be an interesting battle to keep an eye on. Us, on the other hand, we're communicating with our teammate FTR C-Night. He is currently on the soft tyres, and I'm seeing how long he's taking those tyres. I have no interest in battling with Evo Freezy here. I don't know what just happened there with the recording. That might just be for me. It's cut to the end screen table. Anyway, let's ignore that. Let's focus on Evo Freezy against absolute blast passes. I've stuck it down into lean, and I'm not even going to fight this position. He's much faster than me. I've still got to make another stop. Wax is retired on the exit of the 4th to last corner. Spun on those curbs. So he's out. That puts us down to only 10 runners in this Australian Grand Prix. There was only 14 to start with, I believe, and now we're only down to 10. So everyone will be getting a point that's still in this race at the moment. As you can see there, Jeff is coming over the radio saying that we'll do the last 10 laps on mediums, but I'm actually going on to the softs. This is because of the information that Chris was giving me, FTRC night. And that's going to be used to my advantage to hopefully claw in the gap to Evil 1, because we will actually be losing a position to him. Pretty nice stop there, 2.6 seconds. But now, we're never going to catch Evo. He's far too far up the road unless he makes a mistake. Resident Lord is also running away with this one. Evo isn't actually catching up to as much as we thought, but we'll have to see how tyre degradation sorts itself out. You see, starting lap 22, this is our fastest lap of the Grand Prix, I believe. We started the lap off 4.6 seconds behind Evil 1, and by turn 3, we've nearly taken a second. I've actually taken a second out of him. It's just incredible how fast fresh soft tyres are compared to old hards, and how fast the pace difference is between me and Evil 1. Jesus, I can't commentate today. This is incredible. Anyway, whilst I'm butchering this commentary, take you on lap of Australia. Pretty, decent lap so far. Actually 1.6 seconds up on our previous best. This track is very fun except for these two corners here. I was holding back a lot through these corners, especially on exit, mainly to stop myself getting penalties and stop myself binning it in the wall. There's nowhere else on the track that really I had difficulty with, apart from those two corners. You see we're going purple to the first and second sector. This looks like it's going to be the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, which will actually get us an extra point. And I forgot to mention this in the first video I did around Belgium and Siwa. Coming across the line now, we're 2.8 seconds up on our previous best, and we do a 23.0. That's actually stonking lap time that was, and we'll see we're closing to the back of Evil 1. We're going to be lining up the move probably into turn 3 once again, maybe into turn 1 if we get close enough. But yes, with this league we get a point for driver of the day, so I feel that's actually a good thing, because anyone can get it, even if they score outside the points. If they've driven an exceptional race or provide some good battling. See, we're going to be going up the inside here into turn 1. I make sure to give Evil 1 a really wide berth there, and it's a pretty done move really. He won't come back at us because we're fresh softs, and that was it for the race. We pulled out a 14.5 second lead from P10 to P3 on the grid. We got fastest out taken away from us by FTR Venom, I believe on lap 26. I think he did a 1:22 something. But yeah, that was it really. This race was very, very quick. This video is only going to be like 10 minutes long. But yeah, nothing much really happened after that first lap. It was all about grind out consistent life. See, Evo Freezy actually only finished under a second behind Resident Lord. I was 30 seconds off that. So those two ran away and dominated this race. And that was it. It was sort of first and second in their own league, then me in mine, and then the rest of the grid pretty close to each other. It's all very spread out, but a good race nonetheless. I don't really feel like I could have done anything different. I mean, I could say qualifying I could have done differently and be better in that and not invalidate the lap, but then again I would have probably been further up at the front. I know I had at least another second in me in qualifying, especially with track evolution, But I guess blessing in disguise as the gamer was FTR C9's driver of the day, but the commentator awarded it to me from going to P9 to P10, making a 2-stop strategy work. We only acquired 1 penalty that race, which I was very happy with. As you can see there, yeah, FTR Venom does a 22.917. I was very annoyed about that. I was getting quite angry at him in the party chat for stealing away my extra point for fastest lap, but we managed to come home, get 15 points, and then 1 point extra for driver of the day. And yeah, that was a good race. It's very short, nothing much happened, but it was consistent. One of those races that wasn't eventful, but you knew you did well, and I certainly felt that was a comfortable race. As you can see there, the drivers' standings after 4 rounds. Evo leads on 59 points with Chris in second on 52 and myself in third on 51. We're kind of running away with this title, really, us three. And Alpha Tower in the constructors are also dominating, which is nice to see. But yeah, pretty decent race. If you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe. The link to the Discord for Full Throttle the link to my Discord will be in the description below. If you want to join Full Throttle Racing, please do let me know, and I'll catch you all for another FTR video very soon.